Right from the pages of the book, Fun Family, 1100 Things to Do with Your Kids on Long Island and Beyond, here's another exciting activity.
This is the 30th annual Wally Rodriguez radio control model airplane show. We do it to publicize the hobby. It's unfortunately generally the older generations that are into it, because the older the boys, the bigger the toys. These airplanes can range in price from $150 to probably $10,000. A few years ago, you had very few options other than to build your own. More recently, what we called almost ready-to-fly aircraft have become very, very popular. So popular, in fact, that a lot of the kit manufacturers have given up. What used to take 40, 60, 80, 100 hours to build on your own now goes together in anywhere from 6 to 15 hours. You're ready to fly. We did have a family show up today in trail, each one carrying a piece of the action, which is phenomenal. It's something we love to see.
I'm a pilot for a living and always liked the airplanes, and so after that, I just decided on my days off I'll fly more airplanes. Actually flying the remote stuff is actually harder. When you're in the airplane, you know what it's doing, you're actually there seeing it. From the ground, it might be level, what you might think is level is probably not, it could be banked. So it's a way different perspective, it's a way harder.
I don't tend to have a problem with it just because of all the video games that I play. It gives me good hand-eye coordination and motor skills. But you do sometimes slip up, but you just have to recover.
My husband likes to do things. We like to stay with him because when he's gone as a pilot, he's gone a lot. So when he's home, we try and do things together.
I brought him out when he was 12 years old, and I taught him how to fly, and in 2 months he was flying better than it took me to fly for 20 years. He just did it, And it kind of got me upset because it took me so many years. And he wouldn't build. In those days we had to build everything. So I would build, he would fly and crash sometimes, and then I'd have to fix it. That's what used to happen.
He just brought me out a couple times to watch, and it's history from there. It's seeing the planes fly, especially the faster planes. I like the racing, the aerobatics. It's just a great hobby. It's just a lot of fun. Didn't take much to get me hooked. When I was a kid, I couldn't wait for Sunday to come around, because that's when me and my father would go flying. And I always fly with my father. I mean, now I have a family, job, a house. I don't fly as much as I like to, but when I fly, it's still with my dad. When it comes to flying planes, he's more my buddy than he is my father.
The reason for the second guy next to the pilot is to keep him aware of where he's flying. If he gets too far out of boundaries, the spotter tells him to bring it back in closer. The ribbon's on top of the antenna. That's so that the pilot, while he's standing on the ground, all he has to do is look up and see which way that ribbon is blowing. Gives him a wind direction indication, so he can take off into the wind and land into the wind. Once you get in the air, the wind direction really isn't that much of a problem. It's landing and taking off is when the wind becomes a big concern.
When I was a lot younger, I used to build a lot of model planes. They've gotten very more sophisticated since I blew them, I'll still build a small model every once in a while, but nothing like these. I mean, it's great the way they can fly these today. The scale models that they got are just fantastic.
I'm 84. I saw this in 1945 in the movie Dive Bomber, right? And there was another one, Flight Commander. They used this airplane, and I fell in love with it. I think it's the prettiest airplane I've ever seen. My goal is to create this airplane in exact quarter scale. There's a landing light that I still have to make. There's the retractable tail wheel still has to make. There's a hook that comes out, the arresting hook, that still has to be fitted in. Then you hope it'll fly.
We saw the advertisement at the Oakdale Arboretum, and so we decided that we had to come because she loves airplanes. What do you think, Julia? You having fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like to see all the airplanes? We're having a great time.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye. Bye.